Right.
Yeah, I wore a girdle. Go ahead, I'll say it.
I think you should tell these people about your life in the last 10 years because you've become a huge success in Hollywood, Mr. McNeil. You don't return my phone calls. Tell them what you're doing.
What am I doing? Okay. I do just a little show called Chuck. And you know what? I have to apologize. I was sitting with Adam Baldwin last night on set, who had to cancel. I'm sorry. I know.
Is he Chuck?
He's on Chuck.
He's on Chuck. Is he adorable? How old is he?
I wouldn't guess.
We'll talk later.
I don't want to go on record as saying how old he is, but I will say he likes large weapons.
He does.
I thought he was going to say something else.
I know you were thinking that. I know you were thinking that.
Does he really like large weapons? How unusual for a young man. Are you happy?
I'm very happy, thank you.
Because you look very well.
I do?
Of course, you were quite handsome when I first met you, as were you, Ensign Kim.
I was very young.
A couple of real knockouts, yeah, but you have maintained your beauty.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe they maintained your beauty. Which isn't to say that you haven't, Mr. Paris. But we were talking coming over about something that happened on the ship. I think you'll remember too, Gary.
Yes.
We were lost at the Delta Quadrant, right? Yes, I know. I missed the gas station. It's all my fault. But you know, we're lost for 7 years. It's a long time. And you know that we were starving to death. But oddly enough, the Voyager crew just kept expanding. We kept getting these scripts about, go down to hydroponics, get those beans, get those things. We have to survive. We're starving. And then Chakotay would be smashing onto the bridge.
Each year we'd have to go in for costume fittings, at the beginning of the year, and every year they'd just let it out a little bit more.
Essence of mortification.
Girdles end up showing up in our trailers. Remember that? We were forced to wear girdles.
Yeah,
the men.
You were forced.
We were told.
It was part of my contract. And smashing my bosoms in, unlike another character.
What?
They did have a terrible problem with how we looked, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, whatever you say.
Why don't you just tell them the truth about your books and what you did? Huh?
Robert.
Why don't you tell them the
Kate
truth?
was just teasing me because, I sat down front, and by the way, I was driving the lost ship, so I probably had a little to do with us not getting home. But I would sit down front, and Kate would have these long speeches. She'd be walking around the bridge, philosophizing about
There's coffee in that nebula.
He really thinks he does splendid.
I do the best.
Well, that was my invitation to get two. I could do one of you. Yeah, roll, blow on.
No, I was just going to say that I often was kind of, the camera was photographing behind me, so I wasn't in the shot. So I developed a habit of reading books down front, and sometimes wouldn't quite be paying attention to
No, with your feet up on the console, with your stinky socks,
Yeah, I'd have my...
and your human glasses on,
Yeah.
Right? I have 5
That's
pages
it.
of the worst technical, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not exaggerating.
Yep.
The nebula, the black hole, we have to... What do you say, Anson? What do you say,
Yep.
Lieutenant? And I get you. Now, Lieutenant Paris, set a course. What do you think the course should be? What?
Very true. But yes, but if he did have lines, it was always, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's about it.
You were positive until the end. Yes, ma'am. We had Chakotay going.
Well, we don't need to go there. We don't need to go over to Chicago, but no, we already know about that one. Yes, Robert.
There's children in the audience. You can't say the things Chakotay said. Yeah, I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, the South, and I was raised to say yes, ma'am.
Right.
That's where it came from.
I get it.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a southern thing.
Yeah, it's a southern thing.
Yeah. Now back to our weight issues. Kate, did you know this happened? In the episode called Demon, Robbie and I were on this alien planet where we're wearing our spacesuits, and we come across this liquid pool of liquid, whatever, and I touch it, and this liquid gets into my suit. So all of a sudden you hear the computer say, life support is ending in 1 minute. And so then Robbie is helping me back to the shuttle, and then his life support gets compromised. And the writers, to get us back for anything they saw was wrong, such as our excessive weight, they wrote in the actual script where Robbie goes, do me a favor. I go, what's that, Tom? If we make it back alive, Harry, promise me that you'll work out. These were the lines. Do you remember? They wrote this. I called up Brandon Braga, Kate, and I said, how dare you put this in the script? And he said, well, if you and McNeil continue on your eating ways, we'll have to change the name of the show to Star Trek Voyager, Pigs in Space. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. And I was like, bring it on.